Happy anniversary, baby. Got you on my. Hello. I was just singing to you, happy anniversary, baby. Got you on my mind.
That's very nice of you.
Happy anniversary, babies.
Thanks. Thanks.
Do you know that, just letting everyone know that I just sent a message to both Bob and Lee, and Bob responded, 29 years, right? 29 years?
Yeah.
Holy fuckaroony. 29 years, and it doesn't, what is it? Doesn't feel like a minute.
Yeah.
That is
She's
beautiful.
a softie. She's a softie.
But it is beautiful, isn't it?
Ah.
There must have been a couple of moments where it felt a little bit more like a minute. I'm a little literal sometimes, as you might have. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
How does that feel? You're
Clapping my hands or being married for 29 years?
Oh, I mean, both sound interesting to me.
Yeah. It's the longest with Beyond Parents, it's the longest I've known anyone, which is quite curious. And because you've got childhood friends, I don't have childhood friends.
Yes, I've been, strangely, there's the, speaking of anniversaries, I've been, I was asked if I wanted to join a WhatsApp group for 2026, the 40th anniversary of when we finished high school.
Wow.
40th.
Yeah. Did you want to join it?
I said, yep, sure, because I won't be going. I mean, there's just no chance that I'm going to fly. The things that I don't fly for. It would be lovely to see those people and, see how we've all aged and compare notes. And, I was just curious. And it's also not particularly busy, which is great.
It's not particularly busy.
The WhatsApp group.
Gotcha. Sorry, I was trying to work out what wasn't busy.
There were some faces there on there, which I just didn't recognise at all, and then names. I was like, I don't remember those names either. That's a long time, and I've been out of the. I haven't been to any. I think they've had other. What are they called? High school reunions.
Reunions, yeah. That kind of thing. It goes back to the conversation we had last week about emotion versus sentiment. If those people meant anything to me, they would be in my life, and they don't, so they're not.
Yeah.
Isn't that horrible?
No, I don't think it's horrible. It's just so interesting because there's something about... It's because, the end of high school and if you go to university, that period of time is so formative. Do you know that kind of research about memory? And more or less, the further back we go in time, the less we remember, right? So things that happen, and so you keep going back, and then they call it the reminiscent bump. Mm-hmm. And so there's a period of our lives, and it's mostly around then, end of high school, university. Again, for those mostly the people that they do that sort of research on are either they've been to university, and it spikes. Memory spikes in those very formative years, getting married, having children, in that case, going to war, all sorts of things, that contribute to that idea. So there's something for me about, the kind of formative aspect, which I'm curious about. But I also, I'm not sure I feel that great about how I might have been, and I'm not sure I remember it accurately, as a human being. So, and the kinds of the jealousies and all the things that went on in a small group, relatively small group of young men in this case. Yeah, I just don't know how I would roll. I mean, university for me, sure, it was, I had a lot of fun. And lots of things went on, which if I just, what's that strange experience where I go, oh yeah, there was that. They come to me very easily from my undergraduate time. Things that happened that definitely were consequential in terms of how I've ended up, or the things I've ended up doing, all sorts of things, right? But yeah, but high school, again, I'm not, I don't have anything against high school reunions per se, and I'd be curious if I lived in the same city, and I probably would have seen those people more, or would have bumped into them more, all that sort of thing,
Yeah. I was thinking, I was thinking about the versions of people that we become, and how deeply contextual they are. Just yesterday, because I was rodding a drain.
I don't know the verb to rod in that context. I think of rod. So clear, that means like clearing, like with some kind of rod. With
a rod, yes.
Is it a flexible rod or is it a hard rod?
No, it was a flexible rod. Yeah. It's a 3-meter flexible rod.
Pushing it backwards and forwards, up and down the drain.
All over the place. And I also refitted a new trap underneath the kitchen sink.
This of course is in Lisbon, everyone.
I'm in Lisbon,
This is not in the place that you can't touch because it's listed.
I think I am allowed to change a trap under the sink in the kitchen. But the thing that really struck me was I am so much more handy in Lisbon than I am in Totnes. And I find myself thinking, why is that? And I was in the Farajin, which is the hardware store. I think it literally means ironmongers. Yeah, ironmongers kind of thing. But they don't sell. They primarily sell plumbing supplies, which is not a shock because I needed plumbing supplies. So I was in there wandering around, filling my basket with various bits and pieces, and just reflecting that this is just not something that I would do in England. I would call a plumber.
And so, come on. Why is that? I mean, I think that's going to be, well...
I think I know exactly what it's about. It's about the fact... And I wonder if you'll experience this.
Well, I already have, frankly.
You have?
I know I'm going to be doing it, because there's also got a friend who's kind of, he's a handyman. He's into it. And so we've got stuff we're already going to be building. Like it's just, sliding doors.
But this isn't because I'm into it. I'm not sure if this is because I'm into it or because I just don't have enough language to explain, so here's the thing. There's a backup in the sink, and I think it's the trap that needs changing, but it could be something lower down, and I'm just really not sure, so I wonder if you could get a plug. So by the time I've worked out how to say that, and then they've given me the response, and they will have said it way too quick, I'll be like, I don't know what's being said now. So,
and it potentially it's consequential too, potentially. Yes, it's going to take 4 days. It's going to cost 1,000 euros, and there's going to be shit all throughout your house. And you just go, see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, and that's the bit that it's like I'm agreeing to what? What exactly? What? Okay, fine. So instead, I find myself uncoupling all of the bits underneath the sink and then taking because in European properties, this, for those people who live in the UK, we don't have this in the UK. They have traps, drain traps inside the property. Most of ours are outside. And so...
It's news to me.
We don't have them in the UK. But they're common in Europe. You see them in bathrooms, like a little sort of 6 or 7 inches diameter silver disc on the floor that you can unscrew, and that's a route into your drainage. Oh my God, I'm the most boring man alive. However,
I mean, I'm glad that we've sorted out the show title though. A route into your drainage.
But yes, I just was getting I was getting everything unclogged.
What kind of scotoscopy have you had?
I've had a drainoscopy. It was so intensive and just like elbows deep in drains and pulling crap, and not literal crap, but like years of rotten food and things like that had gone down the sink.
Quite strong smell. Isn't
it is awful. Mm-hmm. Or anyway, I was sort of scrubbing myself down afterwards with carbolic soap. It wasn't quite, but it felt like it. and thinking, I would never do this in England. That taking us back to that idea of the who I would be if I was nearer to the people that I'd gone to school with, or the people that I'd gone to university with,
Yeah,
or
do you
even just
revert to type as well, or can you not avoid that because that's just how people understand you? You know, if I think of the high school friends I've had since then, and in particular, one in particular, like we see each other pretty much every year, but every second year for sure. So we understand the things that have gone on in our life, the way we've changed, the way we haven't changed, the pleasure of the memories of we've had as kids, all those sorts of things. But yeah, I can imagine both those things happening. Me falling back into a particular role, even if I was trying my darndest not to do that, and also the expectation from other people. You haven't changed a bit, that kind of thing, which is not just about physical changes, which of course is a lie.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've got a couple of little things, which are just little things that I wanted to... But first of all, I had a conversation with a true believer, a fan of the show, who described herself as a fan of the show. And she said something like, just so interesting getting this insight into two men, the minds of two men like this. So I did enjoy. That was just before having a kind of a sort of public conversation with this person outside of, in a kind of professional context.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it's a particularly valuable or valid insight. I've just spent 15 minutes talking about drainage.
Yeah, but you're going to cut that down to a sharp 2 minutes, and then we're going to move on. Maybe. And then I just wanted to shout out to a friend in Christchurch in New Zealand, Pete. Nothing else, just to say, g'day, Pete. But can we just talk about, just briefly, I just want to mention something. I learned something about, there's a company called Meta. Have you heard of it? Has Facebook.
I've heard of Meta.
Also has some software
own the world
called Instagram.
Yep. WhatsApp.
I learnt. Yeah, I know. If everyone didn't use it, I would just drop it. I use Signal as much as I can, but of course everyone goes, what?
What? Yeah.
Do you know, I learnt something about Meta and Instagram. Maybe you know this already. But do you know what they do? That they know when a young girl has deleted a selfie and the potential that young girl doesn't feel good about the way she looks in that selfie. They know then to sell advertising to... No, tummy flatteners.
Oh, Jesus.
And I just can't... I cannot... how is it that anyone can use that fucking... it really... God, it makes me angry. And I'm just... how can we ignore that sort of shit, right? It really does. It just upsets me so much. So a girl deletes a selfie, they know, they get advertisers onto her. It's horrible, isn't it? So cynical.
Yeah.
That's Mark Zuckerberg.
It is cynical. It's despicable. But I think I also want to say, as repellent as I find Zuckerberg and his kind of hot pivot into hot or not.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing he started.
That he started.
That he started before Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the hard pivot he's had recently into kind of like dude bro, as discomforted as I am by him and the way that he has so cynically sort of attached himself to the
Trump administration.
The rising right. I think where I get sort of is that as upsetting as their behaviours are, we're the ones who are buying it. It's so easy to blame it on Zuckerberg, but there's a market. There's a market for that kind of cynicism. There's a market for that, and that's the bit that really, really I find really dispiriting.
So you don't think that you don't think that they're? It's not. They're not blameless though. It's
No,
not like,
God,
it's,
no.
It's not
No.
like it's not like they're just going, look, we're just doing what people want.
No. But if somebody, if it's so much more complicated than the algorithm that predates on young women who are horrified about how they might appear and want to, to
remove a selfie.
Yeah, sorry, that's just so dispiriting.
It's really hard, isn't it? It's really
Yeah.
difficult. But yes, I agree that it's more complicated than the cultural aspects of those things. Are, undoubtedly complex.
I think that what happens is we pathologize the external. And you see, I'm losing my words, and I'm not being very. You're right. They are absolutely.
But I understand the idea that the pathologization. Oh, imagine pathologization. Pathologization of. I got it right the first time, and then I screwed it up the second. Yeah, that there's something about the danger of that because it sort of wipes it away. Not doesn't wipe it away, but it makes it something that that person's just sick.
Exactly, and I think what it does is
diminishes or not trivializes, but diminishes the kind of role, the cultural role, and what is going on in that world, if you call it a world. No, I mean I don't, and also you and I are clearly this is where we're doing that thing that.
Talk about stuff we don't know.
Well, no, it's just that podcasters in general. It's just that kind of world of people, particularly men talking about stuff they don't know anything about, and so that thing where you go. I mean, for me, surely there's some kind of continuum there, but I don't know, and I don't know. Boy, is that what a nightmare! What a tricky, complex mess.
And here we are talking about something that we don't understand again. Oh, so. But to go to your horror of the algorithm, it's fucking miserable, isn't it?
I just.
What was the other thing that you wanted to tidy up today?
It's much better.
Hello, I love that.
I'm just gonna get it out, as they say. It is a term called pronoia. Are you aware of this?
No, but I love the fact that it sounds like paranoia, but I wonder if it's like good.
30 years ago, I'm reading from a book by, I can't remember. It's not called I Can't Remember, and the author's name is not I Can't Remember. I can't remember either of those things. Adam. Anyway, 30 years ago, the sociologist Fred Goldner wrote about what it means to experience the opposite of paranoia, pronoia. According to the distinguished psychologist Brian Little, pronoia is, quote, the delusional belief that other people are plotting your well-being or saying nice things about you behind your back. I love that it's delusional. Do you think you suffer from pronoia? I say nice things about behind your back all the time. Although maybe yesterday I was saying a few bad things about you, but I can't talk about that on air.
Can't imagine why.
I'm sure you can't imagine why. I'm sure you can.
I think if you are saying nice things behind my back, then I'm not suffering from pronoia. I'm basking in the fact that I secondhand know that you're being kind about me.
Yeah.
I don't think I suffer from pronoia.
The delusion.
I love the idea that there's somebody out there who's thinking
everyone says nice
God,
things about
everybody's just saying such nice things about me, and they're all trying really hard to make sure that my life goes really, really well.
What's so weird about that is that it seems like that's harder to imagine than paranoia.
Isn't that much
shit?
harder.
That shit?
Yeah. See before. People are selling us things on Instagram that makes our tummies flat. They're not selling us stuff on Instagram that makes our tummies bigger. Well, actually, they do. It's called Sweeties.
Yeah, it's called chocolate.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got some in the cupboard.
Have you? You've got some in the cupboard. You're doing really well, because I know that if there's chocolate in the cupboard, you've eaten it.
Well, I did have it as a little kind of digestivo for breakfast. I mean, my breakfast was bordering on healthy. It was healthy, and then I had to go and. But I don't think that's because of the algorithm. I don't think the algorithm made me do it. I think there's much more evolutionarily useful things about survival.
So I was walking back from the supermarket this morning. I'd gone to buy some bread and some yogurt. And I was walking through a park, a local park to us, and there's it just smells really beautiful in the park at the minute because there's the orange blossoms out. So everything's just smelling really sweet and beautiful. And on the corner of the park, I was just hit by this wave of strawberry smell. I was like, where are the strawberries coming from?
Oh,
and
it was
then
vaping.
No, it was much nicer than that, Simon. Around the corner, there was a cart selling fruit and veg, and I bought myself a kilo of strawberries.
Wow.
And I had a significant number of strawberries for my breakfast. €2.50 for a kilo of strawberries.
Of course, I was just imagining you wandering around the streets of Totnes, but no.
Oh my God, yeah, no.
I'm
Also,
so confusing. Hard to keep up. You're a hard man to keep up.
I know, a kilo of strawberries in Totnes would have cost more than €2.50.
Listen, one last little thing, and then we should stop.
Okay.
I feel like I cut you off then.
I was just saying that I bought strawberries and that was my breakfast. It was really lovely. There's
been a bit of a change at the shop that sells my bread on a Saturday morning.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been not taken over, but the woman who was running it, she's gone on to another thing, and so it's been taken over by 3 people. Well, not taken over. They've kind of assumed, I guess, it wasn't a coup. And I dropped off my bread this morning and met someone I hadn't met before who is going to be selling my bread there today. And she's celiac. I wonder how the bread's going to go today.
Yeah, because I'm guessing she won't be pushing it.
She won't. Hard to imagine a celiac pushing bread.
Well, I mean,
maybe
she
she's
might
a
be...
really good business person.
Or she could be going, buy this because otherwise it'll kill me. That would be a great selling strategy. Are you celiac? No, I am. Buy this bread. Do you want me to die? No, buy this bread.
A great little sign on the bread. Buy this before it kills me.
Yeah. I mean, that is marketing genius 101 right there.
It's got to run out the door, isn't it?
It's going to fly out the door, Simon.
I did feel like saying, look, if there's any left over, let me know. I'll come and get it. But
don't put it in the bin.
No, I'm worried.
Wow. You can get your bike and sort of cycle down and have a little look. At the end of the day.
I think that's paranoid. I want to go for pronoia. But there are people.
Everybody's bought your bread and they're loving it.
They're just going, oh, I love Simon. I love his bread.
I can't wait to eat this with cheese.
And then have strawberries and chocolate for dessert.
I didn't have any chocolate with my strawberries. I had yogurt.
I was trying to kind of combine our breakfasts in like a.
Oh, I'm sorry. That would be delicious.
I'm going to call it. I don't know, a blended reality.
And on that bombshell.
Bye.
Bye.